what I'm about to say right now. I know a lot of people are going to feel very salty when I say this, but I think I have to say it. So hate me what you will, I'm going to say it. For all those of you who have been looking high and low for the fight scenes in RWBY lately, because we all know what's going through right now, it's a shame in a way. I have been defending when it came to its plot points, where it has to build up the fights and also the character building and all that stuff like that. However, it has been, I would admit, very slow. And the main thing RWBY has going for it, besides the ships, is also the fight scenes. The beautiful, amazing fight scene. It's the reason why it's probably one of the best shows in America today for the fight scenes. However, when you don't have enough fight scenes, and if you do have them, they're not all that, and your ships are failing, what do you have left? You do have good character development, but it's unfortunately not a lot of people are into that apparently, and it kind of sucks. So the question is, where did RWBY's amazing choreographics went to? Where did those amazing fight scenes ran off to? Look no further than Country of Jewels. Country of Jewels has been impressing me episode by episode. So far, there has not been one episode I did not like or felt disappointing. It gets better and better as the show goes on, and that's really hard for a story to do, and also well as an anime. And especially with this, as we all know, for years, and I mean for years, Japan has been trying to make a decent CGI anime TV series, but so far they have failed to do that. Other try Berserk and Agent, and probably some others that were all fully CGI. The shows were terrible. Don't get me wrong, the movies and video games that CGI that Japan does are amazing. But however, when it comes to TV shows, not so much. Until now. After the fight scenes in this episode, I was blown out of the water. The camera angles, the animation, the artwork, the contrast and harmonizing of colors in this episode were gorgeous. That's just the top of it, man. And also the character development is also, and you know I'm a sucker for good stories and character development. I love those things out of anything, even fight scenes. So let's start off this episode with Foes. As I'm always saying, Foes changes almost every episode. In this one, she's reflecting on her changes. She sees an art site as this role model, even after her being gone for who knows how long. She constantly reflects on her actions, thinking what she could have done better as a character, which is really good for her to think on, because in the past she wouldn't think about these things. She would continue to do something without worries about caring the world. But now she's totally different, even when it comes to her being better at fighting, and she is so good now to the point that even Bort wants to team up with her and pretty much train her to become a better warrior for patrol. And of course, Daya agreed to this, and which is surprising because Daya and Bort were like close. They're like siblings. You know, Daya was the oldest one, and Bort was the youngest one. Besides her being the oldest, Bort was better when it came to fighting and when it came to everything else. So, speaking of Daya, Diamond, she is pretty much the main focal point on this episode today. And I mean, majorly. Like, we got a lot of insight on her in this episode, mainly with the flower scene. Not a lot of people really looked into the scene and they probably overlooked it, but this was a big symbolization when it came to how she feels. She has a stack of flowers and she is talking about Bort in a way. She takes one single flower that's different from the others and she puts it in the vase first. She has it pretty much on to the right side of the vase, and she puts the rest of the flowers on the left side of the vase. In a way, that was how she felt about Bort. She felt that Bort shined way too much. She felt overwhelmed by how amazing Bort was in her eyes. How, even though she's the oldest, Bort was so much better at everything else compared to her. So she felt like she couldn't do anything. She was too intimidated by the presence of her own younger sibling, which in a way, it happens in reality. Some people can relate to that. When you're supposed to be the oldest and yet you're really the most responsible, and yet again, you have someone younger in your family doing better than you. In a way, you feel kind of down, you know, that you're not doing all you can, and you know, or your best is just not good enough. So that's how Daya was pretty much feeling that this whole entire episode, and goes to show later down. We'll get into that later. As Bort and Foes are out on patrol, a mysterious new creature shows up. It's not even a Lunarian or anything like that. This thing had, I think it had 4 to 6 arms or something, but it was humongous. And just comes out, and this is where the beauty of the show comes into play. I mean, that CGI graphics they have in this show are amazing, man. I mean, quality. Because that fight scene with Foes and Board, like they weren't really fighting the creature, but they were trying their best to avoid it and run away from it. Even then, it was just amazing how the camera angles, how they were just running, and how they were throwing Foes all into the bell. And speaking of that, their teamwork was pretty good in this episode, despite the fact that this is their first time actually teaming up. It was pretty decent in a way, because Foes is now a person that has things on her feet now. She's no longer just doing things by random. She thinks, not all the way, she's not all the way there, but she thinks. It was amazing. Like, I loved it. But that's not even the best part about this. Even though they rang the bell for everyone to hold their positions, they were hoping that everyone was outside on patrol. But however, Dia was still inside, pretty much tending to her flowers. And that is where the beauty of this episode truly shines again with Diamond. At first, she runs away. She is hiding, cowering. She's hoping that Bort will come and save her. But then again, she also started thinking what Bort would do, but then she realized she is not Bort. She is her own person, her own being, her own gem, and she shines in her own way, like a diamond. So she comes and she fights the creature the way she can fight it the best way. And the way she does it is through strategy of thinking. She traps the creature, and even though she is completely almost shattered, she slices the thing with her arm, man. Like her arm, the top half of her arm is gone, but she used the other part to slice it in half, and that was epic. That was great, man. I just kept getting, I was in complete shock and gasp how amazing the action was in this episode. Like, this is the best that so far they have done when it comes to CGI in anime shows. So far, it was amazing. I love it. Even though at the very end, she came crashing down to the point that she's completely shattered, and to the point where she has no limbs, and even her eyes are gone. Bort comes along, and in a way, she regrets her decision of leaving Diamond alone. But then again, Diamond tells her that this was for the best. This was her decision. She wanted to see how she can stand on her own 2 feet as a character, and I gotta say she did pretty well for herself. Because first of all, you're coming into contact with an unknown creature with very unique abilities you're not used to yet. The fact that you're the only one that's able to slay it compared to Foes and Bort, who were 2 powerhouses who were just running away from it, you were able to trap the thing and slay it. However, the thing split in 2. It's not as big as it was before, but it's in 2 now. So I'm not hoping it's one of those bad guys where you slice it up and then it doubles its numbers and you keep slicing to the point that there are thousands of it. I'm gonna say, yo man, that's gonna suck if that does happen. But that's the way I think the show is going to right now with that enemy. Oh my goodness. The question is what is it there for? Because I don't think it's Lunarian, because usually Lunarians would keep their distance and they would draw the diamonds in and capture them. This creature kind of seemed like it was chasing them without really thinking, and was just trying to fight. It wasn't like it was trying to capture them or anything. Like it was just trying to fight them. So in a way, this could be the same way how the Snail King came into play. How it just fell down by accident and it's just there because it's there. So we don't know exactly the purpose of this thing. We just know it's there. It's causing a lot of ruckus and might even cause a bigger problem later down the road, comparing how it can multiply after you slice it. That's gotta suck. So anyways, 10 out of 10. I enjoyed this episode. Good character development, great animation, amazing fight scenes. Oh my goodness. I am hyped. This episode let me hype for the next episode because it left us on a big cliffhanger. What's going to happen to Bort and Diamond now that this thing is split up into multiple forms now? That's going to be a pain to fight. I hate fighting those kind of creatures. So you think you're done, and then when you turn your back, there's more of them. Ugh. You know, that's all I got for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'd be much obliged. This is Madcrownxox Anime. Signing out.